Why are there Buddhist statues in Pakistan? Well, in order to answer that question, we need to learn more about Ashoka the Great. We only have a few Buddhist sources that outline the life and reign of this powerful leader, so we'll start in about 262 BCE. Ashoka fought a war against the Kalinga. It is noted that 150,000 persons were captured, about 100,000 were slain, and more were dying from the devastation of the war. The legend goes that as Ashoka was walking amongst the bodies of the slain, rejoicing in his victory, he suddenly realized the amount of slaughter and death that had taken place, and was sickened by the carnage that he had caused in the name of conquest, and the amount of sorrow he had caused the families of the slain. With this realization, he determined to never fight again. Ashoka was also the grandson of Chandragupta, who was known for his skill in battle. Around this time, he decided that Buddhism would be the religion of his kingdom and actively expands the practice throughout the borders. This is a modern map of Pakistan, and Afghanistan is here. And you can see right here is Peshawar, where Malala is from. This little arrow points to the Swat Valley, where a lot of the statues are still located. Well, they haven't been destroyed. And a lot of his kingdom reached, so this is Chandragupta's kingdom here in the middle of this green area in the kind of north central part of India. Ashoka was able to expand up in through Pakistan to the Himalayan mountains and then down into the south of India. You can see that his grandfather's kingdom expanded almost over to the East Asia. During the 40 years that Ashoka reigned, he ruled a fairly stable kingdom. He's remembered for the Edicts of Ashoka, which are the 33 inscriptions from the pillars of Ashoka that were spread over his kingdom. These are some of the first written evidence we have of early Buddhism, how it spread, his moral code, general religious precepts, and the laws that Ashoka established for social governance. This photo there's a stupa here in the center of the photo, which is where religious artifacts would have been housed. Here's a little pavilion where one of the remaining, or partially remaining, pillars is located that has, that outlines the right treatment or kind treatment of animals. And then these other little mounds are bases where other pillars would have stood and foundations of buildings. One author once said that the understanding that Ashoka was able to reach represents a tremendous evolution in the moral development of humankind. There's also record that he built monuments to the Buddha and over 84,000 stupas to house holy artifacts. And it would probably be inaccurate to say that he was tolerant of other religions. At the same time, he did not actively hunt and massacre people that were not Buddhists. One of the largest Buddhist statues that he built during his reign still exists in the Swat Valley, and it's called the Janabad Buddha. And it's about 23 feet high, and it's the second largest in the world next to the Bayaman statues in central Afghanistan, which were destroyed in 2001 by the Taliban. Unfortunately, the Janabad Buddha was also attacked by the Taliban in 2007, and they were able to damage it, its face and part of some of its footings, but I think it's currently under repair. So the lion and the wheel that Ashoka chose to represent himself and his kingdom are still used by the Indian government today and can still be found atop some of the pillars that are set up. One of the elements that Ashoka stressed during his reign was that the chief's conquest is not the conquest, or is the conquest of right and not of might, which is written on his rock edict number 13. And H.G. Wells said in his outline of history that amid the tens of thousands of names of monarchs that crowd the columns of history, the name of Ashoka shines, and shines almost alone, a star. From the Volga to Japan, his name is still honored. China, Tibet, and even India, though it has left its doctrine, preserve the tradition of his greatness. More living men cherish his memory today than have ever heard the names of Constantine or Charlemagne. Well, now you know where there are Buddhist statues from Afghanistan to Thailand dating from about 250 BCE, or around the time that Rome was fighting the First Punic War and China had entered into the Warring States period. For any more information, check out the resources available at the David O. McKay Library.